Shakur Stevenson says that his two top possibilities for his new signings are going to be with either Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions or Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing. And I feel like as much as I like Shakur Stevenson, as much as I think he's got the goods, he's got the talent, I just don't think that he's at that superstar level where he's ready yet. I don't think, you look at times where people have left Top Rank, and Top Rank deserves a lot of credit because obviously they've been giving Shakur Stevenson the platform to grow. They put him on as a big prospect years ago, and now he's kind of evolving into that bigger name. But I just can't comfortably say that he's a superstar. And I think in order to leave Top Rank and be successful, like the likes of Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Terrence Crawford, you have to be at a superstar level, and I just don't think Shakur is there yet. And I say that with love. I say that with, respect as a fan who understands how good he is. And I understand the fact that, yeah, he could he has a chance of beating Tank. He's one of the guys that I think could potentially do it. And you guys know I still favor Tank over Shakur in that fight. But if there's anyone to do it, I think it could be Shakur, or it could be a guy like Lomachenko. But at this point in Lomachenko's career, I think it's more fair to say that Shakur has a better chance. And I think there are a lot of great fights for Shakur Stevenson. I'm not going to sit here and say that, he's not going to get in an exciting fight. Maybe I don't think that his style is entertaining for the fans, but I can also admire and appreciate what he's doing in the ring. It is a thing of beauty to watch him box, but also, like, I understand the fact that, and I've said this in multiple videos, that obviously he's not as exciting as Tank, but they got two different styles. That's the way boxing is. You can't compare two fighters, and I think that's what a lot of people are doing to Shakur. I just don't. I like Shakur, and I think that he's a great fighter. I can continue to ramble on and on about the things that he does well with the distance, the understanding of telegraphing shots from other opponents, being 2-3 steps ahead of them. It's all great stuff that he does. But when it comes to that superstar level qualities, when it comes to being the face of the sport, he's just not there yet. You need a certain amount of leverage to actually leave Top Rank and be successful. And I think although Floyd Mayweather is a great mentor, although he's a great guy to have behind your back when you're getting into a fight for a promotion, but inevitably joining him with Mayweather Promotions, it inevitably is gonna make their relationship more likely to crash and crumble, because you don't know once Shakur does reach that level, and he's not there yet, but let's say he goes to Mayweather with Mayweather Promotions, signs with them, and then the first few years Shakur gets more and more popular, the same kind of thing that happened when Floyd was that guy behind Tank. And Shakur continues to get that big name in the sport and just continues to grow. There's going to be a breaking point where Shakur, he's been happy with the numbers that Floyd has been offering and putting on the table, but then he's going to start to say, wait a second, I don't need you anymore, and I'm only getting how much? There's going to get to that point, because it happens all the time. It happens with every promoter. That's what's happening right now with Top Rank, and I don't know why Shakur Stevenson thinks that it's going to be any different with Mayweather Promotions just because Floyd Mayweather has been there before. He has the blueprint. Yeah, he has the blueprint, but you also have to do your part in being entertaining. If it's not inside the ring, it's got to be outside the ring. You got to have something that we can market here, because we can't just market the fact that you got the skills to pay the bills. Unfortunately, that's not enough to become a superstar in the sport, and that's just the facts. We can sit here and debate about who's the better fighter between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis, but when we talk about pay-per-view sales and entertainment, Gervonta Davis is on another wavelength. He's on a completely another level than Shakur Stevenson is, and that's just being honest. I don't think it's biased to say that Shakur Stevenson isn't as exciting. I'm not saying he's not as skilled as Gervonta Davis. I'm not saying he can't beat Gervonta Davis, but I'm saying that he's not as entertaining. That's not me being a casual saying I only like knockouts. I can appreciate what Shakur Stevenson is doing in the boxing ring, catching shots and being a very defensively minded fighter, but I also know that that's not what gets people excited. That's not what gets me excited. I like watching boxing. I like watching the sweet science, but I like the knockouts. I like the brutality of the sport more. That gets me excited. That makes me a casual. I feel like it's not fair to the fans when they say that they find Tank more exciting. They say that Tank's the face of boxing, and then they say, oh, you're a casual then. No, that doesn't make you a casual. We still know that Shakur Stevenson's on that same level, but when it comes to entertainment, he's not on Tank's level. That's just how it is. That's how the sport of boxing works. You know, you could be talented. There are so many talented fighters in the world. People don't understand. People that really know boxing know that there are probably hundreds or thousands of lightweights out there that could probably give, you know, an interesting fight to the fans that they'd love to pay their hard-earned money to see, but you're not going to see it. Why? Because they don't have the name. You need a name, and without a name, it's going to be very difficult to really sell or promote yourself. That's just the reality of the sport of boxing. So I like Shakur Stevenson. You guys know that. I've always been a big fan of him. I always said that he's a problem for anybody at 35 or 40, but honestly, like, he doesn't have the firepower. If he had the firepower to really stop guys, then it would be a different story. I think people are getting confused with the fact that, you know, he can beat these guys, but it's going to be in a decision. They're not going to get that exciting X Factor performance with a stamp on it to show you I'm a real dangerous fighter. He just shows that, yeah, I could beat you in a boxing match. But Tank is a different story. He could probably beat you in a boxing match, but he's going to put your lights out if he has the chance. And that's the difference. That's that X Factor. That's why people consider Gervonta Davis the face of boxing, and Shakur Stevenson isn't even close to the face of boxing. And that's just a marketing thing. I'm not saying it has to do with skills. It has to do with killer instinct. It has to do with something that's innate in certain fighters where they have that desire to go out and finish a fight. I'm not saying you have to put him to sleep like Tank Davis does, but we know that you don't have that level of power, but do it in a different way. Do it, you know, make him quit. There's other ways to stop a fighter. There's other ways to put a beat down on a fighter. And he outclassed Artem, but he didn't put a beating on him. Artem was fine after the fight. And I think that just goes to show there are levels. There's levels to entertainment, and at the same time, there's levels to power. But when it comes to skill alone, these guys are right there with each other. Maybe Shakur outskills Gervonta Davis in some departments, or a lot of departments, but the power almost equalizes it and levels it out. If it doesn't level it out, honestly, it puts Tank at a much greater advantage. That's a big reason why I have Tank Davis winning. It's not because Shakur isn't talented. It's not because he's not a defensively sound fighter. We know he's both of those things, but the one thing he isn't is a big puncher. And I think against a guy like Gervonta Davis, who has the goods, who has all that ability, has the boxing ability, the IQ, and then on top of that has the power, come on, man, how am I not supposed to pick Gervonta Davis over Shakur right now? In their most recent performances, both got good wins. You know, solid wins against solid opposition, but at the end of the day, Shakur Stevenson's wasn't as exciting and wasn't as impressive as Gervonta Davis's. And you guys are going to say stuff like, Artem gave Frank Martin a hard fight, but at the end of the day, Frank Martin was an inexperienced fighter in comparison to guys like Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis, who have been doing this for years. Like, you look at that fight with Gervonta and Frank Martin, and you look back at it before the fight even took place, and Tank was saying stuff like, you know, you're a noob, you're a beginner, stuff like that, and I'm gonna show you like why you're inexperienced. And he went out there and did that. You know, that's what Tank does. He tries to go in there and show his opponents that they're not what they think they are. They're not who they think they are. And he's done it time and time again. Will he be able to do that against Shakur Stevenson? We'll see. But I think with the power and a combination with all the other attributes that Tank has, the defense when he wants to, you know, he has a slick, you know, style where he's flowy. He's flowy, and he doesn't have to get hit if he doesn't want to. But sometimes he puts himself in that position where he'll take one to give one. But the thing about Shakur Stevenson and Tank, that matchup, is there's not a lot of room for error for Shakur, and he doesn't make a lot of mistakes to begin with, so that helps, right? But Tank doesn't have to worry about getting countered by a big shot from Shakur Stevenson. Yeah, he might get outpointed in a decision, but he's not worrying about Shakur's power. I'm pretty sure Shakur is concerned about Tank's power. Not to the point where he's like afraid. I'm not saying Shakur is afraid, but he's definitely not trying to get touched by anything crazy from Tank's punches. I'm sure of that. You know, Shakur, that's just his brain. Like, his brain doesn't want to get hit. And that's normal. You can't blame a fighter. He understands that, like what Floyd Mayweather always says, the less punishment you take in the ring, the longer you last in the sport. And that is very true, but there's also a cost at that. You know, you lose the respect of the fans that want to see a lot of entertainment in the ring and action in the ring. But Floyd Mayweather made it work because he was beating world champion after world champion after world champion. If Shakur can do something similar like that, and he's already done great stuff at 26 and 30, but at 35, you know, we're still waiting for him to fight a really good opponent. And against Tank, you know, we'll see who he really is. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Is Shakur Stevenson ready to leave Top Rank? I'd like to see him stick around because honestly, I think he'd be sacrificing his relationship with Floyd Mayweather by actually joining him, because I feel like when they do business, it never really works with Floyd. I feel like egos get involved and the money kind of messes up relationships. So I think he should stay with Top Rank, in my opinion, just for a few more years, get that fan base up a little bit, maybe try to pull out some more exciting performances, maybe make the Tank fight, but if not, get those exciting performances that'll get your fans back on your side, because I feel like he's lost them a little bit. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.
That's going to do it for another NASFight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.